Okay, folks, welcome to this meeting of the Bridgeton City Council. If you would all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. The clerk will now call the roll.
Councilmember Patel.
Here.
Councilmember Zimmer is absent. Councilmember Grimmer.
Here.
Councilmember Patel is absent. Councilmember Hines.
Here.
Councilmember Luce. Here. Councilmember Norris. Here. Councilmember Hood.
Here. She says she went. All right. We have 68 council members. I know Councilmember Patel is under the weather a little bit, and I believe Councilmember Zimmer is out traveling. Item B, agenda approval.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Hines, seconded by Councilmember Luce for approval of tonight's agenda. Questions, comments, suggested changes? Seeing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. We are down to public comment. Remember, keep your comments since we're in election season, but we're not electioneering here at the council members. So, we have first up Mike Sonnerman. Good to see you, Mike.
Good evening. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak. I'd like to start the evening on a positive note.
Great.
Okay. Within the last 2 years, I have had 2 incidents on my street that required that I contact the street department. Both events required the patching of previously patched areas on the street. I called on the first one on a Friday to report it, expecting that Monday would be the earliest that it would be resolved. To my surprise, the problem was corrected within 2 hours of my call. The second was approximately 2 weeks ago. An existing patch had been damaged with the result that there was a 4-inch by 12-inch pothole. I called and then I left to run a few errands. When I returned, the hole had already been repaired. Outstanding responsive service to the street department. Thank you.
Very good.
My second compliment is to acknowledge the senior services personnel and especially 2 drivers, Rick and Mike Murphy. I recently had the opportunity to observe another city's senior transportation operation and came to the following conclusion. We are very fortunate to have the people that we have in the senior operations office. They go beyond all expectations in trying to serve the seniors. The drivers, upon occasion, actually skip their lunch hours and eat at the end of the shift to accommodate the needs of the passengers. Most importantly, they all care about what they're doing and the people that they serve. And finally, with elections coming up and possible changes happening, my thanks to the mayor and to all of the council for all the services that you've done for the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that. Mike Bridgeton. Evening, Mike.
Mark Bridgeton, 11420 Old St. Charles Road. Many council meetings and board meetings, and I hear people constantly complaining about crash in Highway 270 and 180, and 67 and 180, and we put together a plan where we're going to stop the highway cleanup, and we're going to take care of those with volunteers, cleaning up 270 and 180, and also 67 and 180. So, through a volunteer program. Thank you.
Thanks for your comments. Anyone else? That's the only 2 cards we have tonight. Anyone else? All right. We will move on to item F, approval of minutes.
Move approval. Second.
Motion is made by Councilmember Grimmer, seconded by Councilmember Patel for the approval of the minutes of the regular council meeting of February 15th, 2023. Further comments, questions, suggested changes? Seeing none, those in favor of approval, of the minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstaining? That motion carries. We are down to appointments and presentations. I'm very pleased to call upon our police chief for the presentation of a new officer that we've hired. And we also have members of our police commission here today. Thank you.
Mayor and Council, thank you for having us tonight. I'm very pleased to introduce our newest police officer, Philip Quinn. Phil's a 20-year veteran of law enforcement, comes with us with a vast amount of experience. He's married, he has a beautiful wife, Lindy, that's here. They have 6 kids.
Oh.
So, anyway, he was sworn in on February 1st, and he went to high school at Parkway North, which I went to, so yeah, I'm glad to hear that. But anyway, he also had a recognition from his previous police chief back in June of 22 for exemplary performance. So we're really excited to have him on our team. Like I said, he brings a great deal of experience to our department and wisdom. And one of the things that I can say about Philip is that every time I've met him, he's smiling. And one thing that was really impressive that I wanted to let y'all know about him is when we were interviewing him, one of the things that he talked about was making contacts with at least 3 people on every shift. And this isn't just walking up, this is actually finding somebody out in the neighborhoods of the residential areas, pulling over and stopping and getting out and talking to them. And I thought that was very, very impressive that he did that in his previous job. And, I know that our residents love that when our officers get out. And when he told us that, we were just really, really impressed with that kind of community relations that he would bring to our community. So, without further ado, this is Philip Quinn. And, like I said, his wife's back here in the back. Also wanted to call up the 3 members of the Board of Police Commissioners here. We have Nancy Lofia, Casey Jewett, and Terry Thornburg. They all came here to welcome Philip to our family. So.
Quinn, would you like to say anything?
Well, I'm excited about being here. My whole process of getting hired, I'm telling the chief that the staff at Bridgeton is super nice. Not so cheap. I said, even if I don't get hired here, the process of meeting you guys is awesome. I mean, I've never had a dull moment where somebody walked past me and just speak to me. I got all coffee, water, everybody's been nice here. So I told the chief, I said, if I get hired here, I want to be that person that gets somebody here and smile on them. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm glad I'm out of here.
Do you want cookie?
Officer Quinn, we're glad to have you. Mrs. Quinn, we'll take care of you. What do you think? So it's nice to see our new officers coming in and being introduced to council. That's one of the things we like to do here so that they know you when they see you out on the street and everything. So we're pleased to have you and hope your stay here is a long and fruitful one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have no resolutions, no hearings. We basically have no legislation for tonight. So we are down to the attorney's report.
I have nothing either.
All right, council communications. We'll start with Councilmember Patel.
Yes, about the only thing I'm going to comment about is that because we've got such a short agenda here, it'd been nice if we could just put this on a Zoom meeting immediately. Other than we got the meeting, tonight, but we could have scheduled that on another meeting. Something we need to look at. I did talk to Karen about it earlier. This would be a perfect time to have a quick Zoom, so we didn't even have to drive here. We could just cut it over. But we had a stormwater meeting earlier that went really well earlier at 5 o'clock. So I'll let somebody else talk about the stormwater meeting. But other than that, I have nothing else. My colleagues on both sides of me are out of here, so that's done. Thank you.
Very good. Councilmember Grimmer.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I had the opportunity to talk with our city engineer, Robert Gunn, and in the course of the conversation, Robert showed me that for volunteers, people that want to engage in cleanup in the city, he has some vests. Of course, we always do that. Some nice gloves, and these extender picker-up things, you know, that you don't have to bend down and get the trap and this stuff. They're all available, so if you get groups together that want to participate in that, Mr. Gunn has some things that'll kind of help you out. I also spoke with Karen Robinson as my co-counsel, made reference to, we have a meeting with no agenda, and in her previous city, when they had situations like this, they simply would not have a meeting. Say people, I don't think there's any prohibitive language in our charter from us doing that also.
I thought there was.
Yeah, there's two for me.
Well, I think they require we have a meeting, but you know, to me it makes perfect sense. And in the decade I've been doing this, this is the first time this has happened. So it's a rarity. It's not something that happens. But again, you know, we're going to spend 10 minutes up here. You know,
okay.
Just something to consider.
We haven't got to Joni yet, though.
Okay.
Councilmember Hines.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief, don't forget you went to CBC too for a while before I quit. So the radio that the new officer is wearing, is that connected then to St. Louis County, or is that just local for Bridgeton Police? You can answer later. Okay. And then I was wondering how many officers were down. And then if anybody knows a retired masonry guy, the monument sign at on Natural Bridge for Girard Park, part of it has collapsed. And as far as I know, there's no homeowners association, so we're trying to reach out and see if we can find somebody that might want to volunteer their time, if we can get some materials or volunteer, you know, for a lesser amount. That's all I have. Thank you.
Very good. Councilmember Luke.
Thank you, Mayor. So Councilmember Patel mentioned the stormwater. We will have some things to vote on at the next council meeting. So we'll have discussions about the stormwater projects then. And then, Mr. Kane, I know that Katie is working very hard on the parade activities, and has reached out to the former Special Events Commission members for help. Does she need any additional help from members of the community that can come in and take care of some of the items or participate day of to help with some of the activities? And that's all I have. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Councilmember Norris.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to report, we had a great trip to Jefferson City, the municipal league meeting. We were able to greet our representatives, Gretchen Maynard and Senator Brian Williams. If there's any issues, you need to contact, those are your reps and your senator. They're working very hard. Just a couple things I just wanted to report on. The upgrade to the Department of Revenue is computers, which is going to, I think, help the temporary place that we're having all these issues with. You know, when they don't have the computer input to get that information, you know, they can't follow it. So I'm hoping that will solve some of the issues that we are continually do something. But the license plates are handled out of the state and Department of Revenue. And also they are going to change that when you purchase a car, you're going to be paying your taxes at when you purchase the car. So I think that's going to solve also some situations. They also are working on the crime. They're very upset with the juvenile court, and they're trying to work together, the consequences for the youth offenders. The one issue that they're working on is personal property reduction. But what will that replace? They really need to find out from the local government. Will that affect the schools, the police, fire departments? They're not having an idea how they're going to replace that money. And also, I just wanted to report, MoDOT also had a speech and talk about MoDOT. Just wanted to let you know, we're also being constantly, it's our fault. MoDOT is down 1,000 people. They admit to the problems with the trash and the grass cutting. They have no solutions since they can't get people. They also, but there was a positive, there's gonna be some highway infrastructure 20 miles out of St. Louis and 20 miles out of Kansas City on Highway 70. They're going to add a third lane. That process is already getting started. And then there's going to be some work around the Jefferson City, Columbia area on Highway 70. I also had some comments from the state legislature when they were making a speech that all the problems come from St. Louis County. I was not happy with that comment, but they do like St. Louis County's money, though. And just a few things. I just wanted to let you know Bridgeton's future is bright and positive, and the best is yet to come. And let's see if I have anything else I need to say. Oh, also, it's just as a general question. When an employee leaves, is there an exit interview? I just was wanting to know if they have a reason if they leave, which that is very seldom, but, you know, it does happen. And also, I just wanted to make a comment, too, about the positiveness. We take everything for granted. I just wanted to let the residents know we have over 50, and I counted them. I drove around. I mean, there's 50 food service establishments in the city. Sit down, carry out, delivery. We have many choices. So we are an amazing city for 11,000 people. Thank you. I'm finished.
All right.
They got me up.
Thank you for that brief report.
I think that was 3 minutes.
Councilmember,
You got her 3 minutes for it.
Well, I will keep it short. I was very impressed with the Municipal League Legislative Conference. I thought going to Jeff City was pretty remarkable, and the welcome that we got while we were over there. I'm not sure that I expected how open they were going to be, so I thought that was pretty good. And
nice.
I hope to attend the next one, so thank you.
Very good. Thank you. All right, we'll start with staff reports. We'll start with Mr. Gunn on streets.
We opened up a concrete replacement project for this year. We opened the pitch yesterday, so that was open the next council meeting. So look forward to having that. That's it.
Good. Glad to see it. Start with parks. Mr. Kane.
As far as the volunteers for the July 4th celebration, I know Katie's been in touch with the former Special Events Commission members to see who's willing to help out with some tasks that we'll need, especially if they've got a meeting scheduled here in the next couple of weeks. So I think at that point we'll know if we've got anything else that we need assistance with. Everything's updated on the website as far as the Independence Day celebration, fireworks parade, so go to the website. And then anyone with any questions or if they want to help out, they can email parade@bridgeton.com. The golf course open today. It was very busy, beautiful weather, especially with the weather looking after the rest of the week. It was packed. All the T-10s were booked from about 10 a.m. to close, so great first day. And then day camp registration started today. Took in about $25,000 on day one. It was very long line at the rec center, which was good to see. A lot of activity, and next Monday will be the first day for another registration. So.
Good. Good to see the spring activities picking up with the golf course and the summer camps. Please, Chief.
Hope everybody made it to work okay this morning with that water main break on Glenburn. I don't know if you saw this with the news reports, but that was a big one. Just a couple things to report on from the radio question, Councilmember Heine. This is the same radio that all the officers are issued that connect to the law enforcement network and our channels. That is the standard one. And then we have one conditional hire out right now, and with that position potentially being filled, we're only short one officer for that one. And then also, just to answer Councilmember Norris, with the police department, we do an exit interview on every employee that leaves. For whatever reason, we offer them the opportunity to meet with myself and one of the commanders, and we do an exit interview to try to determine, you know, if there's something there that, you know, we'll try to keep them or what the deal was. So we do that in the police department.
Very good. Mr. Bookout.
Yeah, on the non-uniform side, we also do exit interviews, whether it's the department heads or items. So those are, that's all I have.
All right. For my report, I'll keep it brief. You mentioned about our meetings with the senators. So if you talked to Senator Williams, congratulating on the birth of his first son. That happened on Sunday. So that was a good meeting up there. We are monitoring some things out there, as Councilmember Norris and Councilmember Hood alluded to, on the crime issues. We've had some discussions with various state senators about an omnibus crime bill making its way through and addressing some of our juvenile problems, where sometimes the juveniles are not detained as much as we should think they should be. So we're working on a legislative fix. That's the problem. Then let's fix the problem. And that's what we're working on. With that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Motion's made by Councilmember Hood, seconded by Councilmember Norris for adjournment. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstaining. It is passed. Don't get used to it, folks, but it's nice to have a quick meeting. We are adjourned.
Joni, you just spoke to that.